The atmosphere at the Stade de France was nothing short of electric as BTS kicked off the first day of their highly anticipated world tour. The sun was shining brightly over Paris, casting a warm and cheerful glow that perfectly matched the vibrant energy radiating from thousands of eager fans gathered for the exclusive soundcheck session. As the opening chords of the soundcheck echoed through the massive stadium, the crowd erupted into cheers, instantly setting a deeply emotional yet festive tone for the day. Taehyung and Jungkook, two of the group's most beloved members, were in high spirits, smiling brightly as they began interacting with the lucky fans who secured early access. The duo began casually walking around the massive stage, holding their microphones and effortlessly delivering their vocals while making eye contact with the audience. The intimacy of the soundcheck allowed for a unique connection, with the members waving and gesturing closely to the crowd. Amidst the sea of waving light sticks and cheering supporters, something specific caught the attention of both Taehyung and Jungkook. As they neared the edge of the stage, their eyes locked onto a young woman standing near the barricade, desperately trying to get their attention. The young woman, a devoted fan who had traveled from within Paris, was holding up a large handwritten sign, treating it like a personal petition. She was shouting their names with immense passion, hoping against hope that her voice would cut through the roaring crowd. Written in bold, clear letters on her sign was a daring and heartfelt request. Taekook, please hug and kiss me. The sign was decorated with hearts, reflecting the deep admiration she held for the two global superstars. In a moment that shocked everyone in attendance, Taehyung stopped walking and pointed directly at the Parisian fan. He turned to Jungkook, who looked over, and both idols shared a knowing, mischievous smile before nodding in agreement. Breaking all traditional boundaries of a standard soundcheck, Taehyung and Jungkook gestured to the security team and pointed at the young woman. To the absolute disbelief of the crowd, they explicitly invited the fortunate fan to step over the barricade and join them on stage. The young woman looked around in utter shock, tears welling up in her eyes as security personnel gently guided her up the steps and onto the main stage. She stood frozen for a second, overwhelmed by the reality of standing mere inches away from her idols. Without hesitating, Taehyung and Jungkook stepped forward to grant the exact wishes written on her petition. Taehyung reached out first, wrapping his arms around the fan in a warm, tight embrace that instantly brought comfort to the visibly shaking woman. Jungkook quickly joined in, turning the moment into a heartwarming group hug that left the entire stadium gasping in disbelief. The genuine affection and warmth radiating from the two artists showed just how deeply they care for their dedicated fan base. The dreamlike scenario escalated further when Taehyung gently leaned in and planted a soft kiss on the fan's cheek, sending a literal shockwave of adrenaline through the onlookers. Jungkook, not wanting to leave the request incomplete, followed suit with an equally tender gesture on her other cheek. To top off the unforgettable encounter, Jungkook playfully stepped behind the fan and easily lifted her into his arms, carrying her in a joyful embrace across a small section of the stage. Taehyung walked alongside them, laughing and waving his hands to hype up the moment even more. The stadium instantly erupted into a deafening mix of loud cheers, ecstatic screams, and overwhelming cries of jealousy from the thousands of other fans watching. The collective gasp of envy from the crowd was palpable. Yet the sheer audacity and romance of the moment left everyone captivated. Fans in the crowd gripped their banners tightly, watching with wide eyes as the lucky Parisian girl experienced what could only be described as a once-in-a-lifetime fairy tale. The dramatic display of affection quickly became the absolute highlight of the entire soundcheck session. After Jungkook gently set her back down on her feet, both idols patted her shoulders comfortingly and thanked her for her immense support. The fan, still crying tears of pure joy, was safely escorted back to her spot by the stage crew, her hands shaking from the adrenaline. The energy inside the venue shifted into a chaotic swirl of excitement, with fans immediately whispering and texting about the incredible event they had just witnessed. It was a stark reminder of the unpredictable an incredibly rewarding nature of BTS's relationship with their global army. As Taehyung and Jungkook resumed their soundcheck performance, they could not help but chuckle at the passionate, envious reactions still echoing from the front rows. Their playful demeanor maintained the lively and unforgettable atmosphere for the rest of the afternoon. Social media platforms began buzzing instantly, even before the official concert started, as rumors and eyewitness accounts of the legendary Taekook stage encounter flooded the internet. The Lucky Paris fan became an overnight sensation among the global fandom, envied by millions worldwide. Ultimately, the first day of the Paris tour proved that BTS continues to redefine fan interaction, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of European fans. The afternoon ended on a high note, leaving everyone eager and highly energized for the main stadium show that lay ahead. The moment the audacious petition caught their attention, the stage seemed to freeze for a split second before transforming into a showcase of pure, unfiltered charisma. Taehyung was the first to react, his lips parting into his signature, mischievous boxy smile that fans instantly recognized as a sign of playful trouble. His eyes crinkled with amusement as he nudged Jungkook, pointing a long, elegant finger toward the barricade, where the Parisian fan was, frantically waving her sign. Jungkook followed Taehyung's gaze, and upon reading the bold request, his face lit up with his trademark endearing bunny smile. He let out a soft laugh into his microphone, the sound echoing through the stadium and sending a wave of anticipation through the crowd. The youngest member immediately turned his head to look at Taehyung, his eyes wide and sparkling with the thrill of doing something completely unexpected. Before making their move, the two idols huddled closer together, lowering their microphones to exchange a series of hushed whispers. Taehyung leaned in, a knowing smirk playing on his lips as he muttered something that made Jungkook burst into another fit of giggles. They shared a brief, intense look of silent communication, perfectly in sync, before raising their hands and executing a crisp, triumphant high five right in the center of the runway. With the high five sealing their spontaneous decision, their playful hesitation vanished, replaced by an overwhelming wave of warmth. Taehyung playfully winked at the front row, while Jungkook gave a definitive nod to the security team, their physical gestures making it absolutely clear that they were about to turn a fan's wildest dream into reality. As the final notes of the soundcheck faded into the Parisian afternoon sky, the sheer impact of what had just transpired left an unforgettable mark on the opening day of the tour. The stadium was practically buzzing with a mix of leftover adrenaline, shock, and immense joy, ensuring that this particular soundcheck would go down in history as one of the most legendary fan interactions ever witnessed. Taehyung and Jungkook's spontaneous act of love not only elevated the excitement for the main show, but also proved once again why their bond with the fandom is so deeply cherished. This breathtaking moment perfectly captured the essence of what makes a BTS concert so magical, the unpredictable, genuine, and deeply personal connections they forge with those who support them. By breaking the barriers of a typical stage performance to grant a fan's dream, Taekook showed that they are not just global icons, but artists who truly listen and respond to the passion of their audience. For the lucky Parisian fan, a simple handwritten sign turned an ordinary afternoon into a real-life fairy tale. Long after the stadium gates close and the tour moves on to its next destination, the story of the lucky Parisian ARMY will undoubtedly be told and retold within the community for years to come. It serves as a beautiful reminder to global fans that sometimes the wildest dreams can actually come true when you least expect them. The warmth shared on that stage in Paris has set an incredibly high bar for the rest of the world tour. Now, we want to hear from you, the global community. How would you have reacted if you were standing right next to that barricade and witnessed Taehyung and Jungkook carrying out such a bold, affectionate request? Would you have cheered along in absolute awe? Or would the sheer jealousy have taken over your inner fan heart? What are your thoughts on Taekook's incredibly generous and playful response to the petition? Do you think this stands as one of the greatest and most intimate fan interactions in the history of live pop music? Or do you have another favorite BTS concert moment that tops this one? Drop your thoughts, reactions, and wildest concert wishes in the comment section below. Don't forget to share this article with your fellow ARMY friends to see how they would feel if they were the ones getting a hug, a kiss, and a joyful lift on stage from Taehyung and Jungkook. Let's get the conversation started. What would your ultimate sign say if you had the chance to catch Taekook's attention at the next soundcheck? Let us know below.